Okay, so this is a little blast from the past. I keep an eye on eBay and I have spotted these two, which obviously if you follow my channel and have done for years, then you'll know that I used to own one of these woofers. What we have is Elemental Designs. This is the EU700 and this is the 7kv.2. Back in the day, many years ago, when I was first really starting doing videos on YouTube, I used to own the 7kv.2. Now, Elemental Designs is an American brand, and they did have a distributor over in the UK, and some of the woofers were used to sell on eBay. Unfortunately, they're now dead. They went into liquidation, I think, quite a few years ago, and for many reasons, which is all listed online on their forum, which they had and has been copied elsewhere. One of the problems that they had with a few of their woofers, especially with the woven tinsel lead woofers, was that the woven tinsel leads would actually come disattached from the coil at the where the former is there. And that is the actual issue that I experienced with my 7kv.2, which was why it died. And I still have, because I keep everything, the motor here from the old 7kv.2. Let's focus on there. So that is from my original ED sub, and now I have a couple here. I saw the EU700 on eBay at a very nice price, and I wanted to grab this because I actually really liked the 7kv.2, but obviously it was flawed, it had all these issues, and I wasn't aware that the EU700 had those issues. Now, just having a little look at the differences between these two is quite interesting. The EU700 is a little bit smaller, the basket is actually smaller, however the cone area is very similar. It looks like the 7kv.2 has a larger cone because the dust cap goes right to the edge of the surround here, whereas on the EU700 the surround kind of like overlaps here onto the cone a little bit. This bit still classed as cone area because it's rigid and the surround starts here, but it looks a little bit smaller from the visuals, and also the lip of the surround is smaller and it's quite a bit bigger on the 7kv.2, which is why it has a bigger basket. Other differences, they've beefed up the terminals a little bit on the 7kv. EU700 is very small terminals. The motor is about the same though, and I imagine the coil is exactly the same as well. However, the main difference, which is why I like the EU700 so much, is the tinsel leads are not woven. And so, obviously picked this one up off eBay. It's in absolutely beautiful condition, very well kept. No marks on the cone, no marks on the surround. Tiny little bit of dust just in the edges here, which you can't usually escape from a used woofer. However, as I would find very funny, the 7kv.2 is completely dead. I picked that up off eBay. It was actually listed as working, but I only paid £5 for this. So although it's dead, it is not too much of a problem. I still have a usable motor there, and I can also do this video for you guys. Now obviously that's quite funny because the reason that this is dead is for the same reason that I experienced, which just goes to show that it wasn't due to the way I was using the woofer back in the day. They were just riddled with this issue of the tinsel leads. So you hook up an amplifier to both coils and you get absolutely nothing moving the cone in and out. It's completely dead, and it reads infinite resistance on the multimeter. However, this one is beautifully clean and it works perfectly well. So I just thought I'd play a little bit of free air for you guys on the EU700 as a little bit of a blast from the past, and just to show you how nicely this woofer moves and how clean it is. So obviously, as you can see, fantastic condition and very operational. Now this one, obviously I've got two motors now, which are the same. They're the 7kv.2 motors. What I was thinking of doing is, I've had a quick look, and I need to do a further measure up, but I believe the Digital Designs SW6.5, which has now been renamed the 1006, on the high def series, I think the coil actually fits perfectly in this motor. I think it's actually the same diameter, inner diameter and outer diameter. I need to double check that. However, if that is the case, then what I'll be doing is actually replacing the soft parts in this with the didnt soft parts and getting a new basket for this motor. So the baskets will both be exactly the same, and then I'll have kind of two weird kind of Elemental Designs motor and didnt hybrids, which we'll see how they play, and we'll see if it's possible first. But obviously if that can be done, then I'll assemble them, which will be quite good value compared to the price of a brand new didnt subwoofer, and we'll do some videos of those. In regards to the working EU700, what do you guys think? Whack it in a T-line, make a 4th order, 6th order, standard ported box? I have got plans actually to make a very powerful portable kind of boombox speaker using some new amplifiers that I'm distributing, which I'll do a video on shortly, and also some Digital Designs VO speakers, and also interchangeable with the AW series speakers from didnt. So the boombox will be able to play loud and projective, but also be able to have a hi-fi sound depending on what speakers I want with it at the time. But I was considering using this lovely ED woofer for the bass punch when it's in a hi-fi mode. But yeah, if you guys would like to see anything else done with this woofer, then feel free to let me know and I'll see what I can do.